Hi. Hey, good to see you guys here. Chris and Susan, Joe, Ken. I know Kathy and Anthony were also hoping they could make it tonight. Here we are at Transaction Review and Calculator Practice, July 2015.
This is
I'm reading an article today that in Southern California, San Bernardino, and Orange counties, the inventory is up 70%.
well
Uh,
here it's just the opposite. It's like there is no inventory.
Right. Well, all I'm saying is these are trends that are starting to peak that
Right?
we haven't seen. What that means is the cruise ship is slowly turning, um,
Absolutely.
in general. So I would, anyone who's thinking of selling, I'm always trying to get them to hurry up because
Yeah.
even as soon as this fall, I think we could see some interesting shakeups in the market. I don't know why, and I can't articulate it
Well,
in a
the thing
sensible way, but
the thing is, Don, is even if we get a little bit of a rise in interest rates, these people who are affording these houses are over $2.5 million. So we're talking about people who can afford a little bit of extra
no, I'm not
dollars.
I'm not talking about interest rates. I'm just talking about there's a lot of really interesting global things. So not that I'm like shutting down business or anything, but I'm more cautious now. And if anyone's thinking of selling like this year sometime, I go, well, do it now.
Yeah.
Don't wait
Okay.
because
Okay.
things could be turning rather rapidly this fall potentially. I mean, there's just too many huge shifts in the works on a global scale that
Yeah.
are hard to ignore. So anyway, without further ado then, so this guy, and I'm just going to fill it in. He comes to me and he says, Don, I've got this family. I've got $40,000 cash under my mattress saved up. He's been working. He's got a full time job, and he does side jobs on the weekend. He right now he's paying rent, 400 a month. He can afford 600 per month for P and I, and then up to basically 800 for PITI. So he can afford 750 to 800 a month, all in for his housing. And then he says, by the way, I lent $30,000 to my brother so he could buy a house last year. And he has agreed to pay me back next year so I can finish buying my home. So they work together on this, right? And they just save cash. They work so hard and they save all this money and they help each other buy homes and things like that. And so that's coming back next year.
Is this in your area,
It is.
Don?
It's right in my like this guy mows my lawn.
And these houses are like around $130,000.
No, so he says, "Here's the house I want. This is the first one." And my landlord says, "Will you please help him? He's a good employee." I said, "Is he a chance of losing his job anytime in the next 10 years?" And he said, "No." Okay, so they really were their minds were bent completely when I asked them to carry paper when we're buying their property. When his employee who's worked for him for 20 years or more came up and said, I need help buying a home, here's an article or a house I cut out of the paper, can you help me? He said, go talk to Don. Right. So that's
Hmm.
how that happened. So the first house, it was 115,000. It was listed at that by an real estate agent who also owned the property. It was a 2-and-2 mobile on land. Now, I don't know why they wanted to look at a two bedroom. They already have a two bedroom, but the land was like zero point 0.6 acres. So it's a huge lot. And because he's like a handyman type guy, he wants a place to have his tools, a workshop, maybe build a big a shed or something like that, and park his truck and all the stuff. And so after we looked at that, I go, and they like, the house isn't big enough. And I go, well, no. So why why did we look at this one? And plus, that agent wants way too much for that property. He paid in 2010. He paid 62,000 for the land, and probably, I'm guessing, no more than 5,000 for the mobile home, which is like a 73 or something. But he had it affixed to the land and is hoping to like pull whatever this is, 40,000 plus profits out of it. Now he's not going to get that. I figured that out at this point. So the next time he says, so I went and saw it. We went and saw it, and I said, if I can get him to carry, I'll just hook you up for a trade. Maybe you do my lawn after I own this house. Maybe you mow my lawn for a year for free, something like that. Because he was willing to carry. It's just that he wants way too much for the property, and it's not big enough. So the next house, it was listed at 90. It came on the market on a Sunday, brand new listing. He called me that day and said, "Here's this other property we want." And so I texted the listing agent and set up a meeting for Monday morning. And because he works really hard, he can't just take off during the day. He can only see things at night and then like on Sundays. So I went over there and met, and it's a way better property. It's a 3 and 2. Yes, it's only on 0.3 of an acre, but it's got mature fruit trees.
Is it a mobile home as well?
Yep, but it's newer. It's got garden boxes. Now, come on, this is like sustainability, right? If the whole market crashes, these are the types of people I go, I understand that none of us can pay our bills, but can you give me a box of peaches from your backyard? What can we do? Or what can you do for me with all those skills that you have? So I'm always thinking this way, like, anyway, that's just a random sort of thing. But and then it's newer, but it's still old, right? It's something like an 80s mobile home.
So there is no land rental then, they own the land.
Yeah, it would be both, but in this case, they haven't affixed it. And this is an estate sale. So the guy died in it just like a couple months ago. And so the trustee of the family trust or whatever it is trying to sell it. And they don't want to spend any money, not a dime, which I understand, right? And so it does need some work, but it's actually it's a much better part of the neighborhood. It's a much nicer home. It's much bigger. It's laid out a whole lot better. And basically, besides some roof repair, the whole roof will be repaired sometime in the next 5 years, but you could get away with minor repairs at this point, carpet.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's for 90, right? So, but they want all cash, no owner carry, because they don't want to have to go to the court and negotiate, why this whole estate isn't closing in the next, couple of months.
Mm-hmm.
So, so here's what I did is I made an offer for 85,000 cash, knowing that I'm going to take this. And then I called him back. I said, Pancho, okay, I would only buy this for cash at this price because I think you want it. Are you sure you want it? Because I actually don't want it at this price if you don't want it, like right away. And he goes, no, we really want it. We drove by it. We walked all around in the back and we don't even care what it looks like inside. I said, actually, it's not bad inside. New carpet maybe. And he goes, we don't even care. My wife is giving birth in October. We really, really, really want to be in a new house. And he could fix everything himself. He's very capable guy. But so knowing that they want it so much made me offer more than I normally would. If I was just looking at this dispassionately, not caring, I would probably just say, here's 65,000 all cash, close in a week, take it or leave it. But I already know that he'll pay. I've worked this out where he can pay 100,000 and 35 down. I want to leave him some money. He has 40. I want to leave him some money for, fix up. And what does that leave us? Yeah, 65,000. left.